What's a childhood memory that almost all of us have? I feel like thunderstorms were a bigger and more frequent event when I was a kid. They seemed to last all day. Accidentally snapping a ruler in half while testing how bendy it is. Staying up really late and feeling excited and kind of like you're doing something bad even though your parents are okay with it. Waking up early and getting dressed, realizing it's a weekend, or even better, a snow day. Riding in the car on a rainy day. Either trying to step on no cracks or on only cracks on the sidewalk. Your mother's back was in constant jeopardy. Too much responsibility for how old we were. Hauling us upstairs after turning the lights off so whatever the darkness has behind you doesn't eat you alive. Did you guys stop doing this? That dreaded feeling of forgetting your homework. I once dreamed doing my homework, and genuinely thought I'd done it. It was such a vivid dream. I could remember what I'd written about. I remember the shock of opening up my workbook, only to see a blank page where the assignment was supposed to be, moments before I had to hand it in. Later I was annoyed that I had wasted such a vivid dream on doing my homework, instead of flying to another planet or something. When I'm going through a stressful time, I tend to have a dream where I show up for school and don't know what classroom I'm supposed to be in. I don't have any of my books. I don't know where my locker is. I don't have my homework. And I'm not even sure what grade I'm in. Those are bad dreams. Wow. That blew up. Thanks for the award, kind stranger. Taste of that wooden stick from ice cream. You can't remember the ice cream, but you can remember the taste of stick. Edit. Wow. This get big. Thanks for beating my record. Pumping karma and for award. It tastes like wood. How the school seemed a different world when you stayed late, or had to be there on a weekend. I could definitely run faster if I was in the hallways after school. Why did running in the halls feel like the best feeling ever? Our moms leaving us at checkout to look for something, then the cashier starts to scan the items, and the insane amount of anxiety that comes with it. I love this one. What did we think would happen? Having a wiggly tooth. Being an adult with no baby teeth left and panicking for a moment when you thought one of them moved. I still have one baby tooth at 42. Right top canine never came in. Why is the moon following the car? And also imagining a weird human figure running along the skyline and or sidewalk keeping pace with the car. That one might be more specific, but I used to do it and I saw someone else post about it, so it's gotta be more common than I think. Also, mechanical pencils as syringes, The occasional random awkward silence in class until someone says, "Why did get quiet?" I vividly remember that happening once, age 12, and the reason it had gone quiet was that the most fearsome teacher in the whole school had walked into the room. I can't explain how terrified we all were of this teacher, and we all felt that lad's utter horror when he realized his mistake. Connecting the markers into really long lightsabers, and then trying to swing it and having the entire thing just fall apart in your hands. This just triggered a core memory from the back of the memory vault. Skinning the palms of your hands on the pavement, more especially the lower palms, either tripping, falling off your bike, falling down in general. That burn and stinging and the scraps with just a little blood and grime. I fell down for the first time in like I don't even know how long. I sexually assaulted my palms and all I could think about was how nostalgic it felt. I ran over the road to the bus. Schlees caught, fast-splinted, groceries flying everywhere. Some angel guy helped me, but I could barely get out a thank you through the pain. Thought, holy shoot, how frail we heavy-ass adults are compared to kids. Still have nerve damage in my knees. The smell of crayons and Play-Doh. Thinking that teenagers are really cool. I remember on my first day of 9th grade, an older teenager with a wispy mustache bumped into me in the cafeteria line and he said in a shooty British accent, "Excuse me, my good man." And I just thought, man, this place is classy. That was a very classy thing to say to a little kid. Hiding in department store clothes racks. My mom would find me, because she could just listen for the clothes rack that was giggling. Playing in with a box fort. Thinking someone is your mom or dad and then realizing it's not. Calling your teacher mom by accident. I'm almost kissed my teacher on her cheek when I was 7, cause I saw other kid did it. Turn out the other kid just whispers something to her low. Floor is lava and keep the balloon in the air. Balancing the light switch between on and off. This was the reason why I got in trouble a lot in preschool, turning the lights off and on relentlessly until the teacher came over. Being gifted a small amount of money and thinking you were rich. $20 was a world of possibilities. I grew up in a third world country. I vacationed in the States for the first time when I was a 5th grader in 2009. Since the trip coincided with my birthday, I was given a birthday card and it was $25 given by my cousins who migrated there. When we flew back home, I converted it with Dad to the local currency and I used it to buy 3 liters of Mountain Dew and a ton of junk food for my friends, and I hung out by the river and consumed it throughout the afternoon. Lol. Good times. Making friends with other kids at a public pool or playground and never seeing them again. Or a hotel while on vacation. Playing sword fight with the cardboard tubes of wrapping paper. I could hear this comment. Boom. Jumping off the swings. When I was in 3rd grade, a kid in my class broke his arm doing that. Good times. Randomly thinking I will remember this moment for the rest of my life and it's just you staring at a couch or some shoot. I specifically remember sitting on the toilet when I was maybe 7 looking at my shorts thinking I was going to remember these shorts and this moment. 25 years later, I remember the moment and decibel don't remember what the shorts looked like. So how many decibels were you shooting at? Not being able to touch the ground with your feet while sat on a normal, adult-sized chair or seat. I'm fairly short, so I can still experience this on occasion. Talking into a fan to hear your voice sound weird. Inhaling helium. Trying to see how the refrigerator light turn off. I figured out how that works when I was around 8, and I'm still proud of that. Don't tell us how. We still want to figure it out ourselves. Climbing up the stairs like a dog. I still do this. Or jumping down the full flight of stairs using the handrail to get that extra distance. Kids are fearless, man. Staring at the school clock. I swear whenever I would look at that clock the class felt like it went on longer. Someone knowing how to draw the weird S. Oh yes, the cool S. That and those 3D cubes. Finding a really cool stick and imagining it as any object we wanted. Sword. Lightsaber. Wand. Laser gun ECT. At one point I had a branch that I found on a walk that looked like Jack Frost's staff from Rise of the Guardians. That was the ultimate stick besides this even bigger one that was affectionately named Old Conniption after my mom's reaction to me dragging it in the house. Are you a dog? Pushing on our eyes until we saw patterns appear. Classic 4-1 school is boring. Never found an explanation for the patterns, and when I mentioned it everyone thought I was insane or on drugs. Watching raindrops racing down a car window and picking a winner. I like seeing which drop would absorb the most and become the biggest, or if it would get caught and I have the little streams of water falling down. Frick, I still do this. Not being able to find your mom in the supermarket. Keeping place in the quickly shortening checkout line while your mom gets something she forgot. Awkwardly looking at the checkout worker like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's coming back. The balloon game where it can't touch the floor. Some seriously impressive dives and kicks came out of this game. My kung fu instructor came up with a version of this where you're allowed to punch and kick each other while trying to get the balloon through a goal at either end of the room. We played it once and never again, but it was talked about 4 months after. Do people see the same colors as the colors I do? Or would their purple look like my yellow? Might be an Australian thing, but the smell of hose water when you play outside in the sprinkler / in a paddling pool with water balloons or water pistols. Whenever I water the garden for my parents just reminds me of summer. Good vibes. Yes, or that smell of freshly cut grass and the clippings getting all over your feet as you played in the sprinkler. Looking outside the window of the car and imagining something running alongside the car, and hand surfing the wind skateboarding the terrain outside the window. When it became dark all of a sudden, because a cloud covered the sun in the middle of the day, I remember the sky being really blue too, and storms made everything almost pitch black. I think kids are prone to remembering things in extremes. How different the air felt on the morning of field trips. The smell of the last day of school, the air in the hallways just felt lighter. Also the first day of school, I seem to remember that more, because you didn't really smell anything like that over the summer, so it hit you harder. Envying the adults who could buy whatever they wanted. That envy has only grown larger. Running up the stairs to avoid whatever might be trying to get you from behind. If you don't look back, it can't get you. I looked back once and it got me. Been a zombie ever since. Falling asleep in the car and waking up in bed. Or waking up right as you pulled into your driveway, but pretending you're still asleep so you get carried in. Hanging off the side of the bed to see what your room looked like upside down, and imagining walking on the ceiling. Flicking the door stopper so it goes all boing.